the source has led me through the world and navigating the world, it just means that these opportunities arise and I just like walk into them. And if it feels comfortable, I'll stay there. And if it doesn't, then I take a step back.
Hi guys, you're here Black Excellence Bristol and we're acknowledging achievements and aspirations. I'm here with the very talented Sophia Harari. How are you doing today?
Yeah, all right.
You good, yeah?
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm absolutely buzzing, to be honest. I'm feeling really excited for this one.
Yeah.
I've had you on the books for a long time to do this interview, so I'm glad we've finally got to that point. So my introduction to you was actually at the Jamaican Independence Day, if you remember. Actually, no, tell a lie. I saw you sing at Eastwood Park before that, the protest.
Yeah.
And that was really beautiful, that was really moving. If you don't know, Sophia is an amazing singer. You also do poetry as well, and you do physical like artwork as well, don't you? And sort of like, what kind of like age did you realise that you had like such an amazing voice and that you wanted to like, you wanted to like start singing and stuff?
What time did you realise you were a star? I don't think it's ever like sunk in that that's something. It's just something that I do and people engage with it positively, so I keep doing it. It's never been like a moment where I'm like, wow, this is what I do. It's just like the way that my journey has taken me and the way that like the source has led me through the world and navigating the world, it just means that these opportunities arise and I just like walk into them. And if it feels comfortable, I'll stay there. And if it doesn't, then I take a step back. So there have been times in my life where, especially a few years ago, I was like, I don't want to do music anymore. It doesn't feel right. So I took a step back and then got into poetry a bit more and then got into music again. And just like listening to myself and just being true to what feels right and like trusting in my instinct. But it's never been like a moment where I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. There was one time when I was in uni, I was singing in the shower. My housemates were like, wow, you're good. I was like, all right. And that was like just before my first gig, so maybe that was some affirmation, set me on the right path.
And so you're currently based in Bristol, but you know, as we can tell from your accent, you sound like you're from up north. Whereabouts are you from and how did you end up in Bristol?
I'm from Manchester, and then I went to uni in Brighton, met someone in Brighton who was from Bristol, and I didn't want to go back home after uni. I went back to my mum's for like 2 weeks. I'm the eldest of 7. I was just like screaming children and like getting people up for school, and I was like, I'm out. So then just came to Bristol, and then it just fit. I just fit into like the scenes that I was interested in, and then now this is my home. As I had the same thing with someone else we've interviewed, Josie, and she's not actually from Bristol, but then like I said to her, I was like, you know, I wouldn't even know because there is like a sort of Bristol vibe, particularly like, you know, in the artistic scene here, and I feel like you either are with that vibe and you fit in, or a lot of people, it's a bit like sink or swim, you know what I mean? There's people who fit in with that vibe and are basically like a Bristol native. Like I think someone like you, I would say you fit that vibe, and like, you know, if you didn't have the accent, I wouldn't even know you went from Bristol. You know what I mean? I'll change it, I'll cut it. I'll chop it in a second. Next clip.
How have you found, like, you know, being in Bristol and like away from a lot of your family? Like, is it hard to like still feel like connected to your roots and stuff? Like your culture?
I FaceTime my siblings every day.
Yeah.
So like I have quite a close relationship with them. I feel like culturally, the distance that I feel from like my heritage now have been the distance that I felt even when I was in Manchester, just because of being British. Like it means that there's a space between myself and my heritage, because there's a space between British culture and colonialism and like the power structures in play, and Caribbean culture, Jamaican culture, and the oppression of Jamaican people by Britain. So there is a distance there, but I don't think it's because of my proximity to my family. I think it's because of the relationship between Britain and Jamaica more so.
So you're Jamaican heritage and you're Moroccan as well?
Moroccan,
Yeah. And I remember we spoke at the Jamaican Independence Day and you were saying like you've not really been that welcomed or that accepted when you've been in Morocco.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's just like double layered. Like if I'm just walking around the street where my mum's from, I don't look Moroccan. I just look black. And then as soon as I speak, then I'm English.
Yeah.
And then that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, being black is bad, but being English is worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's peak. But yeah, so it's just like this double barrier of, my mother's culture, which I want to claim as my own, but I feel some distance from it because I've not been accepted as that.
Yeah. Just to reflect, what's something you've like, I guess, achieved in any capacity, whether it's, mental, physical, emotional, something you're really proud of that's like happened across your journey? You can take a minute to think about that.
I think I will. I was given like a platform and a space working at Bristol Beacon to be able to put on events that I wanted to put on, and being able to put on like different collectives, so like the Shiku Collective and Fruit Machine, people that like groups that are led by like people of colour and are community based, and being able to just hold a space for them, and then being able to show loads of different artists and musicians, and just like allowing this community to be let into a space that traditionally is not for them. I think that was like really rewarding, just having a space where like I've got a platform, having a space where I can let people in, and then them letting me in as well. It was just like a really nice transaction of like creativity and like community, and just to know that I was like a part of that was really rewarding, and it just makes me want to do more.
Lastly, one thing I wanted to ask you is what's one of your like goals for the future, whether that's near future or like long term, just something you wish to achieve in your time on this earth?
Wow.
In any capacity as well, whether it's music or just in your own personal development, anything like that.
I think I want to write a screenplay.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why. I just do. I want to write something and see it on telly.
Yeah. That is sick though, that would be sick.
So that's something, and it's been something that I've been thinking about for ages, and then this week I've told about 5 people, so now it's got to happen. So yeah, I'm trying to tell as many people as possible, so I'm putting the pressure on myself to make it work. But I hear so many interesting stories, and like I know that the life that I have been gifted is so special and so particular. My experience is so particular that it would just be interesting to see how I can use my experiences and the experiences of people around me to make a piece of art that is consumable to more people. Because right now it's like I write a poem, and if you don't like poetry, you're not going to listen to it. But like everyone likes telly.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I
that's
mean?
true. Yeah.
So just trying to make the things that I write, because what I write about is so consistent, like poetry, music, stories, whatever, articles. It's such a consistent theme. So just to expand that into like a new realm of creativity and entertainment, I think that's something that I want.
Yeah,
to
I
do.
can see it happen as well. So you heard it here right first. We've got a new screenplay coming out 2022. Watch that. Yeah, thank you so much for coming through. Really appreciate it, and that was a really good interview. Yeah, love that. Thank you.